Greetings, it is I, Susie Q. Today we're going to talk about a quick tip for symbology. And so a lot of times when I look at the word symbology, just it could be a symbol, it could be a number, it could be a sensation or an energy that you can possibly perceive, is that when we're looking at these quick tips for symbology, is that we're able to kind of it's really interesting to look at current day events that may be causing some strain, some stress, or some fear, or some sense of there's something not right with my body or my thinking mind, right? And so when we start looking at symbology, is that we have the ability to, I used to do all the mantras and all of the, the loud vibrations and all these toning energies and a lot of flailing with my arms when I was doing it. And then I kind of realized oh, this is so funny. So I had this session back in Houston and I had a group of people and it was in a living room. And so I went into this meditation and I was going very, very deep with the meditation. And it was going to be kind of a Akashic reading kind of exploratory, energy session. Anyway, so I went through the meditation and I was, using my whole body to do all this stuff. And then I wanted to get questions. So I just opened my eyes and said, does anybody have a question? And get this, everybody was freaking asleep. Everybody was asleep. So, sometimes sometimes things like that happen that when you're in a space, a container of space, and everybody's kind of in alignment. And I don't know, I don't even remember exactly what I did with the meditation, although I know that I was very active with the energies, and they were all asleep. So I just continued to share at the deepest level that I thought would be for that group. It might have been maybe like 8 or 9 people. I can't even remember. But that was kind of interesting. So going back to that symbology is that some people come to me to let go of things. Some people are looking to create new things. Some people are don't even know what I do and they want to know a little bit more. And so a lot of times, like people have been contacting me because of some fear that's coming up or some doubt or some kind of feelings that are not normally their vibration, so that dip in the vibration it has a kind of an indication that it's calling forth for something different. And a low vibration versus a high vibration is not a bad thing. It just means that you're kind of ebbing and flowing with the energy, right? And it feels good. It's kind of like, it's kind of like surfing, playing in the water and the waves, feeling the wave coming up and then it feel it going down. And so, but it's all, I would see it's all is really good. So, but when we look at that symbology, with things right now for people who are having disturbances in their field, disturbances in their field. Who wants that? Not me. But these disturbances in the field are actually kind of like a beacon of light to illuminate something that's so evident that you cannot deny that it's happening. That it's like it's undeniable, or I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's like something that's there and it's coming up, and that light is kind of enforcing that there's something that you can do something different. So especially when people are feeling like, do I have entities? Do I need to get rid of this vow or this promise or this other kind of conditioning or this other kind of consciousness? Is it from a past life, present life, future life, or any other life outside of this galaxy, right? So there's a lot of things that we can look at, but when we really want to assist a person with that symbology is oftentimes we can find one thing, like a spirit totem event. But this is when I go into the symbology of things. So for me, when I go into a state where I don't want to do the mantras, I don't want to do all of these other practices, is I might focus on one object. Okay. And it could be a hearing object, because it could be something through the hearing. It could be something through the sound, or it could be something in the mind. I work a lot with color. And so a lot of times when people say, well, I don't even know how to clear myself. I don't know how to protect myself. I don't know how to do all that. And for me, I'm like going, I just kind of walk around like I'm sovereign, right? And so that would be something I would maybe start talking to with a person if they're looking to find the symbology or the quick tips to symbology, is just kind of noticing what you're into. Some people like like to experience shapes or sacred geometry, or maybe an animal, or maybe something from the plant world, right, or something from the cosmic or the star systems, right? But for me, I'm a color person, so whenever I'm in an experience where I'm kind of not my best, right, but it's not that I'm not my best, but I'm kind of riding that wave, and then I'm dipping down again, right, riding that wave, I'm really high up there, right, and then but that's what I kind of do is I focus on the color blue. And so even when I was back in Houston, I was really happy to be at the Carmel Temple down there in Houston with that blue light. Super awesome. And what's so cool about that blue light, which I loved, is that I really resonate with the Essenes, you know? And so up there, when we get to the second floor where that blue light is, it's very, very powerful healing energy. So I really kind of just broadcast the color blue. Do I see it, or do I experience it, or is it just my consciousness knows that when I'm needing a little bit of assistance, that color blue comes in to assist me. I don't have to do a mantra. I don't have to do a blessing or a prayer or a promise or anything like that. I just invoke that symbol of blue, the symbol of blue. And so in other cases as well, I have another symbol that I've used for many, many years. And this has been since I was like a little girl back in Houston, and I would go down to the Buffalo Bayou, and there were ferns there. So that fern has shown up with me throughout my lifetime, those that beautiful, delicate, beautiful fern. So sometimes if it's a different kind of feeling tone, then I might bring in that fern, a single fern that will remind me of my childlike qualities and my curiosity and my love at adventure and learning and growing. Even when I was there as a child at the Buffalo Bayou, is that I would maybe pull up a few of the ferns, and then I would actually plant them where my house was. So these are really neat things that we can do. So sometimes we think we need to call a friend or find some guidance, but sometimes the color blue is healing for me. And then also with that green fern, that is also a beautiful, beautiful template of possibility and childlike quality, and that remembrance of being in that plant world. So that fern shows up a lot for me. So whatever you're doing to find the right symbol when you're in an experience of releasing or creating or, manifesting all kinds of different things. And sometimes you think, well, I got to shout it out, I got to like say this and do this and have all these practices. But if you find a few things that resonate for you, that feel really wonderful, make you happy, and remind yourself of the little version of you, is that we find those guidance tools that are so simple, very, very simple. So symbology for me is it's actually simplicity, the color blue, and a fern. Now, I've got one more little story that I had back in Houston. So I was doing a session with a Akashic reader. I was doing a Akashic record for this person, and she said, I don't even know what to say or do or anything. I said, well, let's just walk around your house. And she had like a 3 or 4 level house. And I was like going, wow, there's all kinds of things there and all kinds of different things that I've never seen before. And I said, well, so you have so many objects from all your travels. Can you describe one of your favorite objects from your travels? And she said that it was a wooden candlestick, or a holder for the candle, but it was wooden. And so anyway, so we went into the Akashic records with that, and it turns out this is so neat that of all those cool things she had in her house, it was a very modest, simple, beautiful wooden candlestick holder. And so I didn't have to see it. I didn't need to see it. She just described it for me. Then we went into the energy, and there at another past life, right? She was a little boy, and she was living in the high plains, in the higher elevations. And then actually, that young boy had access to good wood to create new things. And that was one of the objects that she had in her house. But was it the same object, or was it something that was a symbol for her? But that one object, that wooden candlestick holder, was really very, very powerful for her. So sometimes we look at the objects in our house, sometimes the things that we observe, the same things that we love or we want to have it, right? It might have been part of some of our experiences in these other lives. So when we look at symbology, is that we don't have to make a big story about it. We just have to just find something that's simple. That wooden candlestick holder for her was very, very simple. But it had a story to it. It had a little bit of a story through the Akashic records, right? And so those are really neat things that we can experience with not only our own selves, but as we're assisting other people to find them simple, quick, easy breezy solutions for clearing and creating that which you're seeking. Blue again is for me, and also ferns. Because that was really the childlike, that little Susie, right? So I think that's all I have, but this symbology is going to be, I think, really good for you if you're able to find one or two things that will really resonate for you. That if you're in a kind of a Harry Carey experience and something's kind of crazy, like big bear chasing me, you find one solution, and it could be toning, it could be taking three breath cycles, breathing in and then breathing out, breathing in and then breathing out. One more, breathing in and breathing out. Maybe three. Maybe this could be so simple too. It's free. All this stuff is free too. It's just through thought. But if you're in a place where you're not exactly where you want to be, take 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 energies with that beautiful inhalation and your beautiful exhalation, and just let yourself be free to receive that breath and to receive the out breath, right? Just be present to your own internal meter of knowing that where you're at is where you're at. What you're seeking is here. It's already here. Okay. So I think that's it for today. So have a beautiful day and namaste. Oh, and if you want to have a session with me or call me for a little consultation, my phone number is 832-790-7888. Have a great day and namaste.